It's actually opened up with a gas steel, which is real cute. And a lot of players would be like, oh shit, he's trying to proxy void raid me, right? uThermal's like, just takes a second barracks. Like, command center still, second barracks, marine reactor. He's just going to search around with this marine. Now, it's actually kind of dangerous to go over here because the adept is going to be there by the time you're there. So this is actually, he really wants to check all the common proxy locations to confirm he's not being proxied. But the adept is going to shade on top of him on the way home unless he... Yeah, he's going to get caught, I think. So this is why I would be a little worried about that, but... Well, he just runs to the right. Adept actually cancels the shade. Interesting. So it's just going to be a 3 barracks. So uThermal here, despite not scouting... I mean, this is what a lot of the Terrans I'm seeing are just not scouting at the moment. And yeah, he's going to try and catch the Adept out of position, isn't he? Adept is going to dive. Yeah, Nice is a hyper-aggressive player, guys. I would say he's too aggressive a lot of the time. Ooh, good pullback by uThermal. Great reaction. Doesn't lose the mule. Pull it back. Pull it back. Do not lose. But now he's got to dodge the shade. Keeps his mule alive. Well done by uThermal. Loses about 50 minerals on it, but that's acceptable. He doesn't know what's going on behind this. All he knows is it's non-stop marine production. Does he assume 3 racks? We don't know. He's actually going Robo... Oh, he's going to do Colossus drop, so I think he thinks it's 3 racks. Good read by Nice. 3 racks is one of the best build orders. Sorry, guys. Accidentally flipped the scoreboard. There it is, 2-0 in this best of 5. Too nice. Obviously, we're just hopping in towards the tail end of this best of 5. The winner of this will face Zest in the grand finals. I'm cheering for uThermal, but we want to see him stay very calm. When he sees this Colossus drop out of this warp prism, he has to pull home with his units. He needs to spread his marauders on the edges. He needs to pull his marines back, his SCVs away from it. And the worst thing is if you panic and clump your marines or SCVs anywhere near that Colossus, it's going to get a crazy amount of kills. So this is a great counter build if you play opponents who do a lot of 3 racks, guys. Going for this, Warp Prism speed, Colossus, great way to start. Now some people think, oh, what about Colossus range? You can add that later. It's more important to just zoom around with that Warp Prism so you can outrun marines. Now, because he's gone 3 racks, his factory is pretty late, but it's not that late. This went down at 4 minutes and 8 seconds. So as long as uThermal gets a Viking out pretty quickly, he'll still be good. Also, okay, the observer sees him coming. He's just going to wall. Look at that. Nice is like, well, I don't actually have any units right now, except this Colossus that's going to be out. So let's just completely wall off, just to make sure he doesn't stim in during this narrow window. Now, this bio is out on the map. As I said, you got to kind of hide behind the Marauders. Marauders can beat Colossus. Clumped Marines are bad. He's just going to... Oh, I like that. He's hoping to catch him dropping on the outside. But yeah, look at that. Dude, so dangerous, man. So he's already lost 5 Marines. And the thing is, Marauders can't shoot the prism. But that's why I'm saying you want to put the Marauders out front. So that when he drops, he has to not just drop, but he has to drop and right-click the Marines. Oh, this is so bad for uThermal, man. So hard to deal with. Swap. He wants to swap, and you want to build a Viking immediately. He might even go for 2. Look, he leaves a Marauder in the main, so that's good. But he can still drop tank Marauder shots and just focus SCVs. Yeah. Oh, dangerous. Dangerous situation for uThermal. The Colossus here. Finding some little bits of damage, man. It's already just taken the damage away from his 3 racks build. I do like the turrets on the edges. It limits the space with which the Colossus can work. He can pick off that Marauder, but remember, he's only got 7 range. He doesn't have the range upgrade. Does lose his probe. No third base, so uThermal staying active on the map despite this being a pretty bad situation. And he's not building a Viking to chase this away, which I find fascinating. But because he's out on the map, he could get punished very hard. Dicey situation right now. Ooh, gets a bit of damage on the prism, but speed prisms, man. Speed prism's good. There's a Colossus coming from the right side as well. This could go south very quickly for uThermal. uThermal's in big trouble. Oh, man. Yeah. There's 3 Colossus out right now. He doesn't have much that shoots up, so uThermal's like, well, I can just pick up and fly around, I guess? But he needs to queue Vikings most ASAPly. Oh, he tries to drop on top of the prism. Dude, these drop wars! He's like, I'll drop my Colossus on you. No, I'll drop my Marines on top of your warp prism. Dude, this is actually such a hilarious interaction. He's like, well, your only things that shoot up get killed by my Colossus. So if you unload them, I'll unload my Colossus. Look at this. He's like, kill it. Speed prism too good, dude. got a lot of Marauders at home. Force fields, though. Ooh, Bunker's not quite ready. Marauders do great damage versus the Colossus, so he's got to be careful of the juggling still. Okay, the first 2 Vikings are coming. Guys, there's not much that shoots up. But there we go, he warps in 5 Stalkers, a clutch warp in. He's got a lot of bio out there. There's 1 Colossus defending at home. It's a kind of wild push from Nice, because it's very fragile. If you get Marauders hitting the Colossus and Stalkers, they will die. But at the same time, Marines will disappear if they clump up against the Colossus. Now, oh, he moves his army to the left, does uThermal. Okay, he gets rid of the Observer. That's really nice. And Nice, that's really nice. Oh, that's very good for uThermal. But Nice actually pulls home. And that's a very mature decision to just say, let's make sure we don't get surrounded here. Regroup our Colossus. 4 Colossus, 8 Stalkers, 4 Adepts. And he's adding a Twilight. No Forge just yet. No 3rd base either. Whereas uThermal's got a 3rd up. So he's actually handled this very chaotic, very dangerous situation really well. Very impressed with how uThermal managed that, guys. And for those who don't know, uThermal, like I said, has been smashing top-tier opposition in some of these weekly cups. Just kind of getting in his rhythm and enjoying some games, and it's very cool to see. Let's look at the units lost tab. It's actually equal, tallied up in the units lost. Marines SCV is pretty cheap. And Observer does get taken down. Good eyes for uThermal, noticing that. There's a 2 Adept drop in the bottom right. 3rd base does start up for Nice, and he's going for Blink, +1, Disruptors, and DTs. So Nice is now going for every piece of Protoss bullshit in the book, guys. No, just kidding, but he's basically getting the really good comeback units, right? It's not that he's massively behind, but yeah, I mean, he's down on workers now. He's already down 25 supply. He did not do enough with the Colossus drop, considering his 3rd got delayed for such an extended period of time. And that's a testament to Mark, to uThermal, and his ability to just keep on the map in such a dangerous situation. And that's 3 Adepts. That's enough to one-shot SCVs, but there is a missile turret there, so he probably wants to unload here and just walk them in. He's just waiting for uThermal to push before he goes for it. 4 Colossus is pretty great. Double Robo as well. Man, I would be trying to get out a crazy Viking count. He's only got 4 medevacs, which means uThermal is not really able to split up his army and do multi-drops. He also can't just be stimming and running around, because 4 medevacs, it's not a lot of healing. This is a 1-punch army that uThermal's building. It's basically, I've got enough Vikings to mess up your Colossus. I'm only going to stim when there's a really big battle going on, because I know it's going to take me forever to heal up, even just 1 or 2 stims on my army. So focusing on winning the frontal fight is uThermal, is another way to think of that. And if he's focusing on winning the frontal fight, well, he's got to win the frontal fight, doesn't he? He's got to actually win that fight. So yeah, you see guys who are doing biomine, multi-drop styles, and they lose a fight here or there, and they still win the game. When this big army clashes with this big army, that is almost certainly going to decide who wins the game. Now, DT Blinks on the way, as well as double Disruptor. 2nd Forge coming in here as well. Nice economy is still a little scuffed. 57 probes. It's not a very good economy. I mean, he's adding all those high-tech pieces, but it's just one of those things where, like, a bad skirmish, killing a few Colossus or Disruptors, or, like, maybe 6 or 7 Stalkers, and Nice is going to be like, well, my army is really bad now because I don't have any money. Like, he's got no meat. He's got 8 Adepts. I don't know why he even has 8. He flies around with the Prism. I think the bio drop spotted him. He doesn't have Glaives, so I'm not really sure why he's using Adepts. At this point, Charge is coming in. You think you'd want to use Zealots. But uThermal's just being real patient. He's actually split up his drops a little bit. 12 Vikings are out. Observer. Another Observer comes forward and sets up. And that one, well, very hard to see. There it is. Sitting over those pieces of terrain, really difficult to see Observers there when you're on my fancy graphic settings. uThermal probably using a little bit of lower settings where it's a bit easier for him. Oh, look at this turret. Turret, Marines, Ghosts, EMP. And that's not even Zealots, so I think he's okay with this. Missile turrets everywhere. uThermal pulls back for now. He just wants to clean this up and reorganize. DT runs in as well, so 11 SCVs goes down. Ah, very annoying. So he pulls back, disengages from the front, says, yeah, I don't want to get caught by Disruptors while I'm looking at home. Zealots coming forward, still a much smaller army. Oh, the Observer, he knows the army's idling there. Nice is trying to come in. uThermal has no idea those balls. Those balls are out there. Those balls are out there. These Disruptors looking for the sneaky shots. Oh! Oh, really bad disruptor micro. Oh, I think he was anticipating a forward split, and nice. Kind of messes up his own disruptor shots. He needed to send those into the middle. There were no medevacs to pick that up. If he sent into the middle of that army, that would have been almost impossible for uThermal to split around. 8 more Dark Templar are warping in. Nice, going ham on the counterattacks while trying to bait uThermal into attacking to the Colossus disruptor defense. Great disruptors going out, but uThermal mostly avoiding them. Ooh, he does clip 2 Marauders on the left side. Nice getting some decent hits, but he's got to be patient on that. And look how quickly the Colossus die. Dude, the Colossus are getting hammered. Great Viking micro from uThermal. Who, once the Colossus are down, I mean, there's still a lot of disruptors. So if I were him, I'd split the army, and it looks like that's exactly what he wants to do. Disruptors fishing, finding nothing. DT's coming in big numbers, though. uThermal, this is a very hard situation to deal with. He's going to quickly mineral walk those SCVs. Oh my god! Dark Templar, such good damage output, man. Oh, nice, though! Not looking, walks his disruptors into their death. Loses so many. Oh, but uThermal's still rallying out the front. uThermal! Okay, he does send one wing of his army home to finally clean up this 33 SCV kill Dark Templar. I still think uThermal wins. Oh, great recall there. Very nicely done. Now, I still think uThermal wins, guys. 19 SCV is really bad. He's just got to take the fight in the next minute. He's up double the army supply. He killed a lot of the disruptors. There's no Colossus. There's very few Stalkers. Honestly, if I were him, I'd push forward and I'd just drop the main. If he can just split his army up and drop, that'll do it. It looks like he wants to win front on. So I think he's going to try to spring around the right side with part and then maybe spring through these rocks with the other half. But he's got to take that fight now. He's not rebuilding SCVs. He's just building Marines, +3 attack. Like, he's got to win this battle. And Nice right now is just going, I need to have the biggest ball shots of all time. I need to knock him unconscious with these disruptors. Does force him back for a little bit. I mean, every unit he builds, Nice chances increase. Nice chances of keeping himself alive in this series do increase, guys. Apologies for once again flipping that scoreboard. I got to change my control group for zoom out so I don't do that so much. Oh, the balls! uThermal runs up full pace, no slowing down, and I'm talking a full run up, full power soccer kick into the balls of Nice, and they get knocked back up in where the sun don't shine, and uThermal takes the 3-0 and goes to the grand finals. GG, well played.